that grown man.
Yeah. Oh man. Let me get it together. Now they can hear us. You know, it's been rolling silently. We just got the little thing, you know, on the thing. Since 4:30. We told 4:30. But they couldn't hear us. They couldn't see shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just us. It looks like this. But now, I feel it's about time. It's no better time than the present to bring these people back into the motherfucking living room. You know, we've missed them, and they've missed us. I just know that it's had to feel that way. So, it's no better time than the present to get this motherfucking party started. Alright? 3, 2, and 1. Let's roll. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, 3 months ago, you know, we embarked on a mission, and we didn't even know it was a mission. You know what I'm saying? It got really real, and alas, we've made it back. Everyone's here. Everyone is here that's going to be here is here right now, and it's a joyous occasion, man. We're back, guys, all together again. All together again. It is a glorious day. We've made it. We're all alive and well. You know what I'm saying? All together again. There we go.
My bad.
Yeah, we had, you know, it was there. You feel us now. You heard it again. So you know it's really in real time now. We know we're live. Man, it's the motherfucking Gym Class Podcast, y'all. We back. All together again.
Gym Class.
Man, oh man. It's so good to see my friends. You know, everyone is here. We're in, you know, we're all alive and well, you know. I just want to go around the room, because I can do this today. Yeah. Hello, Mook. How you feeling?
I'm doing good.
You know what I mean?
I'm hungry.
Yeah, we see. We wasn't gonna bring it up. We see, but we got the Mook workout plans coming soon. We gonna get it all back.
Yeah,
Getting it all back.
I'm gonna show y'all since we can see us now, and I can show up. I'm gonna gain 15 all muscle.
Yeah, man, getting it all back. JB, how you feeling, brother? Welcome back.
Yeah.
How you feeling, man?
Feel great. A new world seems like we're all living in here. But, I'm ready for it. And, ready to embrace it. And I feel great, man.
That's what it is.
Still wearing the mask.
Have your mask. We got the mask. We got the AWOL mask, of course. But make sure that you always have your mask and do your social distance shit and all that good stuff. We had so much to talk about. But let's continue down the line. Brother KD, Art Brother, how you feeling, man?
Oh man, it's good, man. I was getting a little concerned. I had to hit the group chat like, we still doing the podcast?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we still
it was real silent. Didn't know when the next time we were gonna record, and it just so happened the day I asked is the day everybody showed up.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen this way. Earlier this week, I felt I talked to you, and y'all were together, and I was just like, niggas said, "Oh yeah, we're back in the city this week." I was like, haha. That's all we needed. I was tired of Zoom, man. It was cool, but you know, feeling my people in real life, it just means so much more. Feels so much better, and we live with all the people online and shit. It's great, brother Lou. My brother, how are you feeling, bro?
I feel blessed and highly favored as usual. Glad to be back. Gym Class Podcast. Back on that ass. One more again.
Hey. 71.
Hey.
Big 71. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm feeling good, y'all. I'm happy to see everybody's faces in real time. It's been 3 months. 3 months is a long time to not see your friends, you know what I'm saying? And although, you know, we're able to see...
That's a quarter of a year.
You know, yeah. And
we're already halfway through.
we are halfway through, and it's crazy just to think, you know, the last time we really like did this. It was probably like even weeks before, you know, like the whole shutdown happened, and just, you know, not really even knowing and appreciate how much y'all mean to, like, you know, we mean to each other's ecosystem, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's amazing. I'm happy. You know, yeah, you know, it's like we feed the mooks, you know what I'm saying? Feeding the mooks out here. That's the campaign for this, you know what I mean? Because and we gotta get it back right. We gotta get it back right. But yes, y'all. So happy, man. I'm happy, and there's so much to discuss. I mean, even since the last podcast, which was maybe 2 weeks ago and shit, like the world done flipped. The world done flipped over on its head in so many different ways and shit. It's almost hard to even report because it's like, damn, the shit just keeps changing day by day. But let's get to it, man. Let's run it. I guess the most important of the things, the happenstances that happened over since the last time we spoke was the murder, and then the outcry from the George Floyd murder, and I'm not gonna lie, it was too difficult to even really put into words for weeks how to feel. You know what I mean? Even this, like, I'm happy to be able to be here with y'all to be able to discuss things because I feel like it is that important, and just the, like, on my mental, you know, having to see that it took me back to being in living in LA when it was like Alton Sterling and that whole first, not even the first wave, but when it seemed like it was back to back. First time it seemed like it was being recorded and people could see, you know, everything that was happening, and it caused me to really, like, kind of shut down, and it was depression kind of, but just not really being able to grasp everything that was going on, you know what I mean? And then it was the anger, and then you start to see the same anger that you have spilling out, and you see everyone else's anger, and you know, it's still kind of, you know, it's tough to even, like, think like, damn, this shit is like, this is the real reality in this year, and we live through this, like, on, you know, a daily basis. And then you see the rioting and the protesting, and, you know, see that this is the one, like, this might be the one that actually sparks some shit. So it's a lot of watching, but also, like, being cautious of what I take in, you know what I mean? Because, like, that shit does something mentally where, like, I don't know if anybody else's sleep is fucked up, but my sleep is fucked up for like a week, you know what I'm saying? Just seeing these reoccurring things, and then people thinking that they're helping, but also, like, re-displaying the same traumatic shit that, you know, it was tough, you know what I mean? How did everybody else feel?
Same, like, CNN wasn't even giving, like, trigger warnings or anything. Like, it would cut from a commercial, then I see my man's on the ground. I'm like, I didn't want to see that. Yeah. It's a lot to take in. I was definitely sad for a while. Still a lot of different emotions, and just waiting, I guess, or yeah, I guess I'm just living through it and hoping we can come to some sort of resolution, because it's not cool. It's unsafe. Like, where are we safe? We're not safe in our homes. We're not safe in the streets. It's quarantine, and niggas still dying. Like, you're not even supposed to want to touch me.
Yeah, at all.
You're not even supposed to want to be around me. You're not even supposed to be outside yet. People is dying. It's a lot to take in. Where am I safe?
I mean, I feel like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy to watch. Just, you know, realizing that's a long time for anybody to be on top of somebody. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the outrage is just something I didn't really expect to see to this extent. We've seen marches before, but this is kind of different. So I'll be interested to see like how it's going to go going forward, like what it's going to look like in terms of like actual change. Yeah.
And how long is it going to take?
Yeah.
Like, how
Yeah.
long do we have to demonstrate this way, anyway, before we get results, real results, like change, like not a fucking mural where we take picture ops at. I don't care about that. When are we gonna get results that matter?
Well, I feel like this was a perfect storm in a sense, where people had no distractions to look away from what was really going on. I feel like a lot of white people, a lot of people who were not pro Black Lives Matters and police brutality, and kind of thought it was just, these situations who were like, that were 1 in a million and didn't happen often, that, it took sitting people down and forcing them, the situation forcing them to really see what was going on and to really get out here. And, people had the time. People were fed up with being inside, and they had the time to really express themselves and express how they feel on the situation. So, I feel like we still have a long way to go, but I feel like for the first time, it kind of feels like things are at the tipping point of change. There's been a lot of, there's already been a lot of revised police reform. There's been some defunding. They just announced that DC has adjusted their police reform where, they can no longer chokeholds or anything that is deemed lethal.
They did the eight can't wait, like the 8 things they wanted police to stop doing. We do that now. It was like de-escalate, no strongholds, no chokeholds. It was officers must intervene, or everybody gets charged. It was like a couple other things.
I've heard of that because I was listening to the Bill Simmons podcast, and they had the director of that whole initiative on. But DC, I think the highlights were no chokeholds, all body cam footage must be turned in when it's under investigation or something has occurred of that nature. What other things? I don't want to start the line. It was that, and then it was a couple other things. Here we go. So they would have to use, they will be obligated to show the body cam footage if an officer is involved with a death or serious use of force. It also it stops the hiring of individuals who have histories of police misconduct, because a lot of times these cops will just bounce from department to department. Once if something happens in another department, they'll just apply for a job in the police department in another city or another state. But now they're not allowing that, and then they're also moving away from the militarized weapons that the police have access to. Because really what the government is doing is just selling all of their old military stuff to the police. That's why these police are looking like, military members. And a lot of times, that type of weaponry is not called for.
Yeah, never.
Or that type of equipment is not called for. And I also saw a stat where it was like they were talking about the training hours and how in some other countries it was a few other countries I had posted about it. I want to say maybe Norway. They were like, you need at least 2 years of college, a 2-year degree to apply for the police force, and I think they've had in the last 20 years like maybe 7 police deaths. And then there was another one where you needed like 3,000 hours or something like that. And they had less, it was even less. It was like maybe 10 in their history. And then the U.S. had over 1,000 police deaths in 2019 alone. And it was these countries where there were harsher training that you had to go through, for the police department, and it showed results that it was, things were handled better. And here it's like, I think a lot of some places you have to go to hair school longer to get a barber's license to be a police officer. Yeah. And something about that just isn't right. It doesn't matter. That it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be easier to get a badge and a gun
than to do someone's hair.
Yeah, to cornrow some hair.
Like, I need 21,000 hours to do hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only need 120 to be a cop with a gun.
Wow. Look, how you feel? How everything? How you been?
Man, just on the point that Chris was just saying, it shouldn't be easier to do hair than it shouldn't be easier to get a badge and a gun than to do hair. But then I think about the origin of police and like where everything come from, and a lot of it came from making uneducated poor white men feel important and feel superior to the black man. So that's where a lot of that practice come from. So that's what I think why it's so easy, and it's been so easy. And it's it's very discouraging knowing you could just be killed as a black man walking down the street minding your business. You know what I'm saying? But I try to look at the glass half full. So I'm gonna say it's great seeing the spirit of change in the streets, and like old men holding the door, and like people trying to go out their way. Like I feel it in the spirit of people. You know what I'm saying? And I feel it. You know what I'm saying? As a black man, I feel it. So I just hope we can keep up with it and keep it rolling.
Definitely. I definitely feel you. Man, I got a story piggybacking off that. Because, man, it's this was, like, I feel like, piggyback almost what everybody said. It's the first time people are, like, really getting to see because they have to see. Like, there's nothing else going on, so you gotta, like, tap in and see what's going on, and as ugly as it is, like, open your eye. We went out, went out on Sunday, I feel like, and went to ended up at Town Tavern, at Adams Morgan and shit, and we were sitting next to a group of women, they were from the, how you say, they're from the LGBT community. They were lesbians. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm pretty sure I can say, because they let me know that like they are lesbians. So it's like that's how they describe each other. I don't know the pronouns and all that shit, but hey, whatever. They were lesbians. They were cool. They were white. So sitting there, and it was like the conversation that would it was like the Black Lives Matter conversation came up, and we weren't really we weren't talking to them, like we were having our own conversation. I don't really remember how we started talking. I feel like they were like my hat.
Chimed in?
Yeah, they chimed in, and they were like, "Oh man, we didn't even know how fucked up we were, and Black Lives Matter," and they like took it and they just like were running with it so much so that they ended up paying for all our food.
Of
course, fucking caucasity.
That's cool.
Talking about
that's cool.
their
Okay. I don't want that, yo.
caucasity. Their caucasity. But they was like
White
how
guilt,
they
man.
that caucasity. caucasity was the word that they used. How could we use our caucasity or something to not recognize what's going on? And caucasity was definitely
Can I
the
take
word.
this conversation, please?
Uh-huh.
So I can put this on YouTube.
This one right
That's
here?
what I would say. No,
Oh.
that's what I would
Oh
ask you.
man, it
Can
was.
I take this, please?
Man, they were like they were just loving it, and it was like they just seen the hat and the brand and all types of shit. They was just loving. Oh, I want to buy stuff, and your stuff is so great. So white guilt, I don't know how I don't know. I'm not necessarily mad about the white guilt.
I haven't encountered that.
But it don't do nothing for me.
I seen it a little bit.
I haven't encountered that.
I've created
I
art
felt it.
based off the movement. I felt moved to create a couple different pieces, and the support was definitely there. I haven't sold to any whites, but I don't know. I mean, there's definitely some white allies out there.
Man,
I don't think all white people bad. I don't think all cops are bad because, like, my brother works for MPD, so I understand that all cops aren't bad, but this isn't about the good cops right now.
right.
This is a situation where there's a reoccurring thing going on where we are targets, and we are targeted more than any other people. So it's just like, it's how can you ignore it, or how can you try to change it to a question where I feel like people often too many times try to have this us versus them mentality, and feeling like Black Lives Matters devalues all other lives, when in actuality it's the value of Black lives which is causing us to have to emphasize that we matter as well.
Right. We never decredited any other life.
Right.
We're saying our focus right now is the black ones.
Yeah.
Can't you see?
Because no one else is focusing on us.
Right. They won't even let us focus on us. Like,
Black is not a color. I just want to throw that out there. And another point that I think is so vital in all of this, even though race is so important, but this is an issue that's like 1,000 million years that should have been fixed already. And like, now that we're finally getting around to it, I don't think we can't get caught up in the fact it's just we're black people, because we're people first. You know what I'm saying? And I had a long just time where I thought about that, and we're men first. Before we're black, and we're not just black. You know what I mean? We're more than that. Even though we have to let people respect who we are, we're more than black men. You know what I'm saying? And we can't get. I think that's important not to get too caught up on, because like Chris said, and everybody, there's good white people out there. There's good people out there. You know what I'm saying? We just got to get this right so we can enjoy humanity as a whole. You know what I mean? And be respected equally. But we're more than just black and white people, yo. That's how I feel.
I don't know if you guys listened, but I posted the Steve Kerr podcast where he had Greg Popovich and Pete Carroll, and they were discussing everything going on. These are three old white men, and if you haven't listened to it, please go listen, because nothing warms my heart like white people calling other white people out on their bullshit. And throughout the podcast, they spoke on their white privilege, they spoke on their white supremacy, unknowing, and even with it being unknowing, like basically saying that when they were born into white supremacy, not saying that they act on it like your typical white supremacist, but they were born in a world where white is supreme. And they were saying, as white men, we have to recognize that and use that to help black people out, to help this cause, because they were basically saying, like, it's not fair that I can have my son or my daughter, and I don't ever have to have a conversation about the police with them, But if I was black, that would be one of the first conversations I would have to have with them before they would go out on their own. And they were just bringing up a lot of good topics. And you know, Greg Popovich has always been someone who's very progressive and spoke out on these issues when they've come up with with no hesitation. Mm-hmm. So, which is why a friend of mine told me like it's a great listen. You gotta listen to it. And I listened to it, it's about an hour long, but it's really good to just hear, accountability, and to hear like old white men, because it's very easy. You're going to meet a lot of younger white millennials, but white men in their 50s and 60s who can see that this is a fucked up situation, and the shit that's going on that is happening to black and brown people is fucked up, and it needs to change. And them offering real suggestions for what white people can do to help.
I appreciate that, and I agree 100%. But at the same time, your savior can't be your, your threat, your capturer. They can't,
They're not.
We spent.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, your captor can't be your savior.
Right.
But I don't think. But at the same time, people that look like them are going to be more inclined to listen to them because they look like them. So if we have them speaking up about it, right, and then offering real sources of change, right, real and actual things besides protesting, and everyday things they can do in their life to improve the situation. You need that. Along with us fighting for our rights, we need we need everyone to realize this is a world problem. And it's not just singled out in America. Yes, it's very, very bad in America, but there's the mistreatment of black people all over the world.
Dark skin colored people.
I have to ask if it's racist before I go anywhere. Like, I wonder if do they like that people in Australia? Can I go over there and feel comfortable? Can I go to Colombia? Can I go anywhere? Like, even locally, I'd be like, can I go to Philly? Like, can I go to Ocean City?
I went to Argentina for New Year's, and there were no black people.
Those are questions I asked myself. I asked my friends before.
I had no idea there was a large black massacre, like hundreds of years ago, where they sent all the black people to war, and after they won the war, the black people left, they massacred them all. And that's why all the blacks fled Argentina and went north to Brazil and Colombia. And that's why you have these large black Hispanic populations in South America in those countries. Because they fled Argentina and never came back.
I wouldn't came back either.
Yeah.
Pack the bags.
That's
crazy.
That's wild as hell. But it definitely has been, piggybacking on what you guys are saying, it's definitely been positive to see the support of, the movement, the Black Lives Matter movement abroad. You said like 18 different countries that have really got behind and have been marching and protesting and stuff like that. It is one of those things where, though, bringing it back, and never want to be a skeptic, but also looking at it from the financial, you know what I'm saying? Like, at this point, it's seeming like, okay, you guys should pick a side, you know what I'm saying? And if you don't pick the right side, which is the Black Lives Matter side, we're coming for that pocket. We're coming for everything, and people are like the cancel. I feel like the as much as I'm not for the cancel culture ideal, it's.
But I mean that's what protest is. It's canceling the Montgomery boycott, bus boycott.
Yeah, it was
canceling the bus because they didn't want to treat us equally.
Right.
And so to really invoke change, you got to hit their pockets.
Yeah, and I can respect. This is probably the first times where the idea of the cancel and hitting people in the pockets really seem like it's resonating. And there's a lot of people that have been getting canceled.
It worked in South Africa with Coca-Cola during apartheid.
Yeah.
South Africa was going to support it, but then the word got out that they were going to stop fucking with Coca-Cola throughout the entire country, and they quickly changed their mind on that.
Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm loving to see. I'm loving the pulling back and making sure that people notice it this time and put it on front seat, put their money where their mouth is, and the real change. Like I've been seeing a lot of stuff, specifically in music. They've been doing a lot of things, changing the titles of different categories. The Grammys changed it from urban to kind of just taking that urban ghetto shit out of like the name. You know what I'm saying? Like, call it what it is. It's music.
Urban was black.
Yep, urban was black. So it they're putting a respect on situations. I think that was Republic said they were going to do that, but then the Grammys actually I seen today they've been changing rules. A couple new rules changed, including the best new artist. You can be a best new artist in like and still have projects out. You know what I'm saying? You can have up to like 30 joints and you can still be considered a new artist. But a lot of that along with the donations of a lot of money has been donated to invoke social change. One of my favorite ones, though, I will say, Michael Jordan and Jordan Brand put up $100 million over the next 10 years. Now we all know that's like.
Question. Where is all this money going? All these millions of dollars people is giving, where is it going? Because, alright, cool, it went to the bail system. How many people we gotta bail out? $400 million worth? You know, $4 million worth? $100 million worth?
And the thing is, I don't think
where
so. With those,
it's getting dispersed to different organizations
various things.
Yeah, who support black injustice.
Social justice programs.
Yeah,
social justice programs. So what breakdown with Mike would be like I guess $10 million a year to make sure that it's dispersed over social justice.
To black issues.
You know, and which is like, damn, it's crazy that you even have to think you have to like put, you know, all this money to just, all right, we're gonna put this much money into Black Lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna invest. Even though like this shit has been funding, Black Lives been funding everything like this been going on for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Like since the jump, but shit run that check. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause at this point, like let's just keep it totaling up because all this shit. When I think about it, I think about the programs for all the kids that you know what I'm saying that don't have anything to do, especially like times like right now. You know what I mean? Like, and this time is really weird because, you know, but thinking about stuff that they just have funding to do things that keep them out of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Getting them their minds thinking about doing other things. These are social, you know what I'm saying? Putting it in black communities and being able to do that and show kids different ways and shit like that. And funding for black arts and all this stuff that shouldn't even have to even be thought of, but now that you're thinking about it, yeah, we need all that. You know what I'm saying? And piggybacking off that, niggas, the reparations talk is back. Listen, they putting a number on it now.
I was thinking about reparations, and I don't know if I'm gonna get any. Yes, I'm black, but like, what would be the qualifications other than like the color of my skin? Like,
it traces back. So what kind of black you are.
And then like, since I know my parents and my grandparents came here from another country and they're citizens of that country,
getting that check.
I'm not getting a check. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta be descendants of
slavery.
slaves.
Munda.
So I'm like, I don't get a check.
Everybody not in there, dog. I got the good stuff, man.
I'm black and I don't get a check.
Hey, my ancestors was on them Carolina plantations.
Man, Georgia,
both sides of my family.
It was in Georgia.
Everybody from the Carolinas.
Somebody was down there.
Man, we claiming that shit, man. Fucking
Somebody
Georgia,
made
I was
Daddy.
definitely thinking about that today. I was
Clouds.
like, I'm not gonna get a check because my
Chris,
grandma
sound like
was
white man.
My mother is a Jamaican citizen. She just got her.
Oh boy.
She's still working on her
Turn.
American citizenship
Turn.
now. So
Oh, no,
I
well,
ain't no check.
Oh,
Not that that matters to me. I'd rather see like
Everybody.
Who funded Black Lives Matter, yo? I hope it's a black guy and not an old white dude.
That's
Shit.
black women.
It's a black woman.
They started it.
Respect.
Yeah.
shout out to them. Okay, so I have a question, guys. So the mural, the mural by on 16th Street. I actually work on that same block. That is literally the street my office is on.
They be
And
killing her.
huh?
They be killing Bowser.
Oh yeah, I believe it. How do we feel?
For those who don't know,
I support.
well, let's
Yeah, write it down. Filament.
Because they may not be from the area, they may not know what mural we're talking about. If you haven't seen, the mayor of DC, Muriel Bowser, put up a Black Lives Matter mural on the street leading up to the White House on 16th Street. And then changed it to Black Lives Matter Plaza. Which was formerly, if I'm incorrect, wasn't that Police Plaza before it or something like that? I feel like it had something to do with the police there. So I've heard. Can't confirm, I don't know how true that is, but heard it was kind of ironic she did that. But yeah, so she did that. Trump called her incompetent and said she's always begging for money and she doesn't know what she's doing. But she got a lot of backlash because historically she has not been very pro Black Lives Matter in the past, and has been a large proponent who's been pushing black people out of DC and the gentrification of DC. So it's kind of ironic now, which is kind of how I feel about all of this, because it's becoming the cool thing to do to say Black Lives Matter and to throw some money at a situation regardless of how you feel. So I question to see how genuine these donations are, or even if it matters if they're disingenuous. These companies are, are they pandering? Is the mayor pandering to us right now?
Yeah, because then she add more money to the police fund, or is that just an internet rumor?
No, she has in the past. I don't think she's added.
I heard in this budget she added more. Like
Before
she put the mural
everything,
down,
or?
put the mural down, and then as a distraction, and added more funds
I didn't know it was.
to the police force.
I did.
Internet be lying.
I didn't know she did that sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this over
Ooh.
here.
That up close magic.
But the city council though, they still gotta vote on the budget though. You know what I'm saying? They gotta.
But if that was her proposal, then what the fuck, bitch?
I mean, but I'm saying like everybody has a say. It's not. I think the mayor has the final say. You know what I'm saying? But city council, they all vote in these different wards. You know what I'm saying? For money, depending on, let's just say whatever ward you in. Like when you Trayon White, he's in Southeast. You might need the police presence out there. You know what I'm saying? For whatever reason.
Yeah.
It might just be turned
I
up.
heard they're trying to get rid of the police in schools, and some of these schools you need them cops.
Now I think you just gotta reform. Like they don't need all the
I'm not
money
saying
to
take 'em
get
out.
tanks and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
And I heard if they are gonna be in the schools, they shouldn't be like in full uniform. Cause I do believe like
It was intimidating.
that school to jail highway like is real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we gotta do something with that.
It's intimidating. Like, I don't even feel comfortable talking to Officer Jones,
But
who's being
certain schools do
with his
need
gun on his
supervision
back.
for sure until things improve. But that's
But that
a
still
lot of
goes
different
down
places, you know.
to
A lot of
I don't think anybody
disenfranchised.
happy
education
though.
funding.
it just look like nobody happy. Like,
Not happy
really
with what? You want me to be happy with some lettuce painted on the street, what is that gonna do for me? I'm not going out there to take no fucking picture. It don't do nothing for my Instagram.
Not for you.
What
I
is
think,
it?
but
I
I
don't-
think if
it was
people
still
want
a
to be
good
on
look,
it though,
I mean,
nah,
it looks
is
great.
good.
Sure.
Even for the simple fact that it pissed Trump off.
Now, I mean, now we got another place for tourists.
I'm not mad at it. I
Come
just,
through.
you know.
Yeah.
But
So,
And it sparks the
But-
conversation.
Yeah. So,
It sparks the
so
conversation.
all right. So then that piggybacking off that,
Art is
right?
powerful.
How does everyone feel about? Because you brought it up, like the Instagram protester, like the picture protester. You know what I'm saying? Because that was like, I
For
was,
clout, like
yeah. It was. It seemed
I feel
like,
get a protest picture.
I feel
yeah.
like you put it on your platform,
Okay.
regardless if it's genuine or not. It's still gonna be
It's a
seen,
protest.
and that's the
Right.
point.
Right. So and
And I feel like if I follow your brand and I see you put Black Lives Matter protest joint on there, and I can see as I follow you that you're not really about it, then I'm gonna unfollow you if that's what I'm really about. It just you're gonna eventually get faded out
phased out
into oblivion to all lives.
into.
Go over there. So I feel like it's fine. Do what you want to do, but people know what's genuine. and
People
what's
know,
not.
you know.
People can see what you're doing and what you don't do.
Your
People see what
people
you
know.
feature. People are paying attention now. So you want to put it up there, cool, go do it, get your likes. But I'm gonna see that you're really not about it, and that's when I make my exit out of all of this. And it might just be one person, but it matters.
I'm
So.
fucking with it. Yeah. It was definitely. I seen. It was good to see.
Work.
And even beyond the intention or whatever, it was good to see. And I didn't. I think I'm gonna. Yeah, move.
There you go. Yeah, the whole small thing around.
Oh no, I'm like a pint of rice.
Oh
What is
my
that?
gosh.
Half pint? Oh,
That
just
is
rice.
hilarious. But nah, man, it was definitely it was awesome to see. I definitely hope that it isn't the flavor of the month. You know what I
That's what I'm
mean?
scared of.
That's the whole thing, especially when people
They
feel
drop a couple
so
Virgils.
you know what I'm saying?
Couple Virgils.
Couple
Think they did something.
Oh my
Best joke ever.
gosh.
People been in the house a lot.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And now it's like, all right, is it going to be a force? Let's just not lose the momentum, or let's keep the pressure on these people
Yeah.
to really make the change that's going to be like the stuff that's going to actually lead to systematic change. You know what I mean?
But I feel like if this was a situation where it went on a day or two, I would maybe be a little more concerned. But the fact that the protesting has grown, and it's been over a week.
It's been we're going on 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's been over with almost 2 weeks now that these protests have consisted. Like the protests there is a protest, especially in DC area every day somewhere. And so I think that, and combined with like actual changes being made in police policy and how the police conduct themselves with people, and the charging of these officers. Now, the real change is going to be shown when we get some convictions.
Yeah,
Because
motherfuckers go
if
to
we don't
jail.
have any convictions and they get off, we're going to have riots all over again, and it's going to be worse.
Yeah.
It's going to be twice as bad.
They don't want that.
And they better know that it's going to be worse. Because if they just think they can just charge someone and then let them still get off, and people are just going to be okay with them being charged, that's what concerned me, because I feel like then things are going to turn into a different angle. Because you're going to have a lot of people upset, and you're going to have a lot of people having no faith in the justice system, and you're going to have a lot of people be ready to take justice into their own hands. And everyone's not equipped to do that.
Yeah.
And when it becomes black versus blue thing, every black person is not going to be ready to handle that in their everyday life.
most definitely. Some older black people think change isn't coming. Some older black people think it's a foolish idea to protest. You know, I had an older guy ask me, he said, "You weren't down there in all that mess, was you?" And I told him, unfortunately, I didn't have the time because I had to work, but I was planning on going. But just to let him know, like, I'm down with progression. Like, there's a, you know what I mean? But after I said that, his whole mood and attitude changed, man. But, you know, it's interesting time, and everybody's not going to be ready. And that's what I see a lot, too. And, you know, don't be out there protesting and don't be, and, like, turn your nose up at the nigga on the street or the homeless man on the street that smell funny with the dreads and look crazy. Don't be out there protesting and in your regular life, like, you know what I'm saying? You look down on black
Why
people.
Why homeless man gotta have dreads?
I'm just saying, you know, they go them drinks and get cold outside, you know what I mean? Survival tactics, but I'm just saying.
What?
Survival tactics. Real rap.
Okay,
And people,
okay.
real rap. But I'm just saying though, don't be out there protesting and like, you turn your nose up at your brother and your sister on the street in your regular everyday. That's fake to me. You know what I'm saying? That would be a clout type chaser. But I mean, you know.
All Black Lives Matter is what he's saying. The niggas with the PhDs.
I'm not even
just
saying
like,
that. I'm not
just
with no
matter-
hey,
just
I'm not
matter-
with no slogans. I'm not with no like hop and dance and skip. I'm not with none of that. I'm just with like fair is fair. I'm with like love and peace and like, you know what I'm saying? It's deeper than just taking a picture and holding up your fist and standing in line and, you know what I mean, getting some barbecue at the protest. Like, it's deeper than that. And most of the people know that. So, you know, we can rest on that.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those things that I saw. One thing I saw that kind of irritated me early was the people, the folks that were out protesting and you know, they're choosing to voice their opinion and, you know, on whatever platform they want to. But it was the same people like attacking other people for not being out there and having a difference of opinion, especially in Atlanta. Like, I saw it with a lot of my Atlanta friends, you know, like really like going back and forth and almost like threatening each other online because one side believe like, yo, don't like ruin Black Atlanta, and the other side's like, well, fuck this shit and burn it all down and all this shit. You know
I
what I'm
feel like they
saying?
both do whatever you want to do.
And
Do
that
whatever
was-
you feel like you want to
Don't
do to
destroy
express
our
yourself.
shit though.
Yeah.
It's
Let's
okay.
get on the same
Do it.
page.
It's all right. Sorry.
Let's find some
You gotta
middle
take an L for it. It'll be back. We can build it back. It's
'Cause
okay.
we need all of Atlanta to win.
You'll be okay.
I don't think that's a good situation because if we burn down our own shit, the people who are
Not
in
with
the
that.
positions of change, they're just gonna be like, oh, it's going the same. It's the same. They're gonna look at the same way as gang violence.
I don't think so.
Or
I
just
think people is
let them
fucking
fuck
angry.
their own. Let them fuck their own shit
That's
up.
what happened.
But it's
Let
not
them-
just
let them
our
kill
shit that's getting
themselves.
fucked
So
up.
what happened?
It's
Now,
everybody's shit
if
getting
you
fucked
want to
up. Our
loot,
shit
if you
getting
want to
hit.
loot, get into these rich suburban shops and stores, and you know
Everybody getting touched. I'm sorry. I don't care. Everybody can get touched.
Most videos I saw weren't
You'll
black
be
people.
alright. We can bring it back if you get touched. Sorry. I'm angry right now. I
From
tried
the
another
owner of the
way.
store, let
I
me see
tried
the
that
ticket
way. I
outside the
tried
store.
this way. You got hit in between.
You don't got your mask on.
You got hit.
I'm studying
No.
the
If
tape.
I'm the owner of me as a black owner, and you come to fuck my shit up, I'm going to defend my store.
Sure, defend your store.
Yo, but you're not gonna win though, cause you're gonna be outnumbered.
Or
But
if
the thing
anything,
is,
you
yeah,
would
Yo,
yo,
he
and
fighting, yo.
If
He
anything-
fighting, yo.
No.
Get him.
I'm not
Let
defending
him
with
get him.
these.
Yeah,
No, but if you
Please
want to
believe
defend
I ain't
yourself,
defending with these.
Son, you're not gonna win
I'm
though, man.
especially I'm in Atlanta. I'm defending with something else.
Yeah.
no, but if you want to defend
If you're a black
your store,
owner, they
then-
gonna know you and they gonna show
That's
you
true.
love. That's how
If
it's
you-
go. That's
if
how
you
it's
all
gonna
the
go.
time,
bro.
though.
But the thing is,
Cause you didn't treat him right.
Not if you don't got
Not all
something
the
I want.
time. But the thing is-
Them
and the
shoe
thing
stores
is-
like in LA. In LA, cool kids.
I'm not really with that.
Yeah,
You got the
I'm
pawn
not-
shop.
hit.
Bet. You
I'm
got
not
little
really
computers in
saying-
there.
I'm not.
They got hit
Who picks
before.
it
I
from
think
black?
they
Some
got.
black niggas from Virginia.
I'm not with the
No, that's-
opportunists,
that's-
man.
But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, if you get hit, you
What?
get hit. If you really want to protect your company, be out there. Board up your shit.
Some
and
people
be
out there like,
giving
no.
water for people. No, I'm saying like be an ally instead of like don't hit my shit. I'm black. Like, fuck out of here. What does that mean for me? Are you an ally?
What if you are an ally?
Yeah.
Then it'll be fine.
What
And
if
you
they-
get
what
hit,
if
What if
you
they don't
get
do
hit.
that? They just
But
want
if
you
you
to
look,
ain't
so
hit,
prime
you get hit.
prime example. There's been at least 2 homies, but with cool, like 3 folks that you just kind of know that. Damn, it's like been 4 or 5 folks.
It's a black-owned business, like
Museum
the
down
young
the
niggas
street.
our age.
Museum got hit. They
Is anything even okay? Was anything in there?
Shut up.
I'm sorry.
What kind of
Wasn't in
Yeah.
there though at the time. I'm sorry.
But shit,
You
but the
bring up
thing
a
is,
good point.
yeah.
But I'm serious.
Shout out to the fam. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Museum.
That's a valid question.
But yeah, but a lot of places they do. Regardless, museum got hit. Apartment for
Museum got hit?
Yeah.
Was any type of march down Rhode Island Avenue?
That's what I'm saying.
Why did it hit that? But see, that's what just don't matter. If you
Because
just-
that's
you-
what it's
that's
what
just
it's
called,
like.
That's called a robbery.
And
right
this
there.
is when because when you think about it, it's not like people see looting and it's not like okay, fuck it. Well, that's somewhere else.
Those aren't the protesters.
Yeah.
Those aren't the protesters.
They were
Those
just regular people.
Those are opportunists.
Those aren't the protesters.
A lot of them,
So let's
and a
look
lot of
into
them are
that
probably
too, though. Insurance. You know what I'm saying? Nah, see.
are white supremacists taking
Not
advantage of the
mine.
opportunity to invade black businesses and destroy black businesses.
I had that seen 3 videos where young black men were gripping up white dudes, telling them to stop.
Yeah.
I had that seen 3 different ones like that. Those aren't the protesters,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not really with the. When they burnt the police station, that sent a message. I'm not gonna say I'm with it, but it sent a message. I'm not really with it. I'm not really with the burning up shops and stealing cheeseburgers and shit. Nah, I'm not really with that, man.
Cheeseburgers.
I'm not really with
They
that,
can
one,
break
man.
it and start making them a sandwich.
I seen one a white dude in Minnesota. They broke into the goddamn Planet Fitness. The nigga was working out. Like
No, they broke to the Planet Fitness in Minnesota and took all the weights. All the weights are gone. All of the weights.
Foolishness.
But then I felt bad because they also at the same time broke into a charter school. Why you still
And
kids?
did what?
And that's
And
the
did
thing.
what in there, man?
That's not representing
They
George Floyd, right, man?
destroyed a charter school in Minnesota.
I don't believe
That's
no
not
protesters
represented.
did that.
No, I'm not saying I don't know
Okay.
who did it, but it was amongst the protests. They ran through that shit and ransacked it.
I honestly don't care who get hit. You
Damn,
can fix all that shit.
kids?
You can fix them. They not in there.
Even the kids.
They not in there. They not there. They not going back to school no time soon.
At some point.
It's cool, and when they get back to school, it will be fixed.
Run it on.
It's gonna be
Right,
fine.
and then they're gonna say all our shit from Black Lives Matter went to the shit you fucked up.
It don't matter.
So we don't got shit.
It's like
That's
we
not-
would have
you
had
know
some
that's
money
not
for
true.
y'all, but
We gotta use a little discretion, man. Keep it gangster, man. I don't know. I'm not.
I
really-
get why people upset, but like focus that anger
Yeah.
towards things that are gonna actually bring
They
change.
tried that already. I'm fucking angry.
but the thing is, I feel like the rioting and the destruction really. I mean, and maybe like I said, I've been very I've been watching, but I've been watching very selectively. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm really, really, really making sure that I'm putting the right shit in my mind. I have to go to sleep and I gotta wake up with this shit. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't seen a lot of destruction in the last since the first couple days.
The protesters have been policing themselves, and when they see, because I saw for one example,
Blackface?
no, not even blackface. It was a motherfucker that was just wanted to fucking destroy the sidewalk. This nigga had a sledgehammer
Yeah.
and was just banging the sidewalk, fucking up shit. And the protesters grabbed his ass and threw him to the police. And they locked his ass up.
And he was doing it right in front of the police.
Or they physically have stopped white girls spray painting Black Lives Matters on these buildings, and
which
I've
nobody
seen black
does.
women
I've
tell
never seen
black.
that.
I've seen black women stop them like, look, this is not what we want. We didn't ask you to do this.
Right.
This is not benefiting us.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it's definitely been a situation where you gotta stop people from trying to twist your narrative, because that's really what it is. That's really what the looting is. Because I feel like there's a lot of people out there just trying to make the
It matters
movement
to some
look bad.
people, though.
Most
Some people,
definitely.
that's all they see. It's
Most
just,
definitely.
Those
Yeah.
people don't matter.
Masked up because everybody got their face covered up and they blending in with the mix and they trying to infiltrate this. You know what I mean? Nah, we see you. We see you.
I'm ready for the next subject.
Well, let's get into some shit where we can talk shit about people.
We're ready to burn this shit down.
Right.
Fuck all your
Well,
papers, nigga.
well,
Look.
before we get too angry,
I'm just saying, just take whatever. I don't care. Like, do whatever you feel is necessary to get attention, whether it's negative or positive. At this point, it don't fucking matter.
well,
They've
I'm
tried all types of angles. I'm just like, you get hit, you get hit, you be alright. You got insurance. If you don't, you be alright. Next, if your product good
If he
and all
dies,
that
he
shit,
dies.
you be okay.
dies.
That's it.
Dies, he
Shit.
dies.
You get COVID or you don't.
Oh.
You get hit or you don't.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's talk about that guy who people were kind of happy to see in police custody.
Blackface.
No, 6ix9ine.
Oh.
They was happy to see the blackface white dude at the protest.
6ix9ine.
Who is that, yo?
That. All right. Well.
I don't know who that is, yo.
Man, boy, it's like every time, you know, like even in the midst of goddamn like world pandemic, the world protesting, everybody black, we still find a way to talk about this.
6ix9ine,
I don't
6ix9ine.
understand what's going on.
And it's his or her way.
Man, what is it?
I'm
Man.
mad nobody ever made a comment on his lace fronts
Lace, baby.
back when he came out. Like, he been had lace fronts and
Yo.
nobody
I
said
seen
nothing.
the shit.
Or
And
we
I
just
thought
wasn't hip.
he was just playing, but
I don't think niggas
he
was
really
hip.
had
I
that
wasn't
shit.
hip. I thought that was his hair all colored and nice.
No.
But it was a whole wig the whole time. I'm like, boy.
No.
That nigga's been wearing
No.
the whole time.
What if he
Whole
just comes
time.
out gay?
Nah, at first, nah, not at
What
first.
if,
I'm
what
like,
if,
for
what if
real.
he just, what if
Cause
he
he
just
knows
doubles
what
down
clothes he be
Just
wearing
setting it up,
now.
right?
and just
Not at
was
first.
like, you know what? Or he says, I'm bi. Like, I'm with you, LGBTQAI.
Pandering. The next song is called
No,
Soul.
it's a couple other
Oh, no,
letters.
no.
Plus,
It's
they got
Well,
motherfucking, they got signals now, signs and shit too. Plus,
The community?
yes, the community, they got
Okay.
like
Spectrum.
signals. They got plus signs and
bullies
shit.
out there, man.
Hey,
Like,
now.
that's
It's
great.
a big community out there, man.
Out there, babe.
Yo, my little cousin. Shout out to Lil Tamina, man. Shout out to Lil T. Lil T is she is watching and commenting in my damn she's literally commenting
Shit on
everything.
vibrate.
Oh, that's what it is, huh? I forget. But yeah, man.
Shame on you, Akon.
Yeah, so yeah, what's your man? Oh, fuck.
Hey, yo, Akon. Shame on you, brother.
That ties right back into.
But is it really shame on Akon? 'Cause
Chasing the check.
Yes, Akon did it.
Yeah, nah. Akon know what he doing.
Akon,
Hey, yo, Akon, remember this?
Anyway, right? I heard, you know, they bigged him up for all this positive stuff that he was doing in Africa, but then he done sold Africa to China.
He saw Africa to China.
Yeah.
Thank you, Akon. You
Nah,
weird ass
Jack.
nigga.
Nah,
They
Jack.
got all these Chinese
Must be
people
the money.
returning so are we
Must
really
be
surprised
money.
he's doing anything?
Man, so if y'all don't know what's going on, if 6ix9ine, he's back in the news. He got some new song. Got a couple new songs coming out. First one popped back on Instagram with Akon doing the Locked Up Part 2.
And
Why?
I really like that song.
Why?
Like the first one, right?
Yeah.
Make
That
another
album-
joint. If
that
you want, at
album
least
was
make a
off
new
the
song,
chain.
yo.
Like
Mr.
That's like-
Lonely on that album was the shit.
you like the nigga.
The nigga.
I'm so like that. I'm so at a loss for words because it was such a
Flabbergasted.
serious. Like that song meant a lot to a lot of niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like
Definitely.
Especially in this movement right now.
And they didn't eat. They wasn't snitching. That was a song like we not. You know, I'm locked up. You know what I'm saying?
Rappers of
Like,
black music, yo.
But maybe though.
Huh?
Maybe this is
Cause he do
Perfect
gotta
Part
reach.
2. This is
Oh.
maybe this the
He
because
he
okay.
reaches 15 million people. So if you put out this song with Akon.
You know why you're doing that.
Dion.
Dion told you.
Hey, it must be the money, man. Damn.
You know why
Sold
you're
us
doing
out.
it.
To the check.
But I don't even think with him. I don't even know if it's Akon. I don't know if it must be the money because Akon owes Lady Gaga. I believe
Akon
Akon
got his
owes.
little country.
Yeah,
he with money.
Akon got
Hey,
it.
rich people
But
just want to be
Nicki
rich.
though,
That's sick.
I feel like that with Nicki you might be on something. You know what I'm saying? Does she need the money? I don't
We
think
don't
she
know.
needs the money, but
It's the clout. It's the attention.
yes, and it's
She
like
needs some of
It's
that.
the
she
draw.
definitely needs
That's
that.
They don't even need the money. They making money while they sleep. Overtime. Like,
They need the clout.
that's just a
No,
choice.
man. That nigga got out that first song it probably got over 50 million views.
That's
right
what I'm
now.
saying.
Right.
So like maybe
That's just a choice, y'all.
Akon linked up with this man who got 15 million viewers on Instagram to add attention.
Yeah,
It could just be that.
What was
'cause all we
Akon's last
saw,
song?
all we saw,
It was a banger. I know that. I was listening to it. I'm not listening to nothing
all
no
we
more.
seen was the video on Twitter. We don't have no context to go with it.
That's all you
Somebody
need to
made
see.
up the context,
Yo,
so
Akon-
from there
See
it can
nothing
go
else,
anywhere we want it to go.
That's all
People
I
be
need to
making
see.
up shit all the time on the internet. You can
Nah,
only
that's
take
real.
it, but
Nah,
for
that was
That's
a
a
real
real one. He
Akon.
touched him.
He was real there.
He touched him and
Yeah.
Akon
No,
looked
yeah,
at
he
him.
was really there, but we don't know why. We don't know
don't
anything
either.
about
No explanation
anything.
needed, man. You're banished, man. Yo, get up out of here. I don't
Hey, yo.
want to hear him ever
Hey,
again.
yeah.
He crossed the picket line. Who else is gonna be next?
Nicki
Really?
Minaj.
Seriously?
Everybody can do it now. A snapped it.
But
Yeah.
he ain't really the stamp. Like he ain't. The nigga cool and shit. But he ain't. Akon ain't no stamp for nobody. You know what I mean? Like who he stamp?
I feel like Akon
Lady
like
Gaga.
the African Jay-Z.
He from Jersey.
He from Jersey, but his roots, right? He put a lot of work over Africa. Hey, man. Hey, it's a lot of people from Jersey that's from African. So we can run with that. But am I wrong, though? Am I wrong? I'm going to stand on that.
I love this song.
I'm going to stand on it. Akon is like the
He
African
is
Jay-Z. The international Jay.
There's a lot of niggas out there.
Come on now. He got a gas station in his backyard. Come on now.
All that's a race, man. Because he did the song with the man.
I think it's
Okay, what he did.
Hey, man. African Jay, man. Why you do that?
He can't be. He can't be.
African
He can never.
African
He
Jay.
can never.
He's not the African Jay.
Why not? You know what he did with the lights? You know what he did with the light system?
That one.
Yeah, and he sold it to China.
What Jay-Z never built that
Yeah.
China.
That nigga's a slave on
He worked with China.
He's a
Why
nigga
China
that sold
almost
Joe.
up Africa right now?
Hey, yo, this is what I'm talking about. What happened to Black Lives Matter, yo? What happened to Black Lives Matter, yo?
What happened to him?
We talking about a black man. We joking about a black man that got millions? Because if so, I don't got a chance, yo.
I just
Did you
said
support the black
we don't
man
know
that
why.
Are we laughing about a millionaire right now?
What about the black man that sold us into slavery to the whites?
I'm just keeping it a buck. Tune in.
Yo, to me to chill.
What about the black man that what?
Sold us into slavery from Africa
Oh my god.
Let me catch up.
500 years ago. Because
He's still black.
you know we sold ourselves.
You still black.
Yeah,
But then the white man just got greedy and said, we're going to stop
We
paying
want
you.
all y'all niggas.
Hey yo, that story is misconstrued. All of us, white man wasn't just coming to Africa, coming back. A lot of us was a lot closer. A lot of us were already here. You dig? It wasn't all
How did
just
we get
Africa.
here?
Wow. To me, you wild as shit.
How did we get here? Because we mastered trade in Africa, and we already mastered boats, and we mastered the ocean and navigation in Africa. So we already were a lot of us already traveled over here anyway, and closer to this region. White man wasn't doing all that, man. He got y'all fooled, man. Thinking he was going to Africa. Hey, 10 at a time. 10 at a time. Nah, dog. Nah, bro. Y'all fooled, man. Y'all fooled, man. Read a book, baby. Hey, man.
Jesus, I don't give a fuck what them white cops think. My mama white the fuck. Oh man, oh man, oh man. 10 at a time, man.
Running
10
through
at a
the white
time.
claws, though.
I ain't gained no motherfucking calorie yet.
2020, man.
I'm out here living it.
Right.
Living a life, you heard? But,
Explode.
Like, it's light, it's water.
Right.
shit, water, man.
Spiked
You know
water.
what I'm saying? Yeah. Straight like that. But, let's see.
Right.
I feel.
A tinge. A splash of
How many do you
5%.
need? Oh, you don't need. Okay.
I don't drink that with white on it, man. Hey, you
That's
can quote me on that,
There's no
bro.
white rice around here.
Hey, man.
Ah,
You can quote me on that, man. You can quote me on that, man.
Oh, man. Toast to the allies, man. You feel me?
Hey, man, quote me, man.
Yeah, I got some great allies with me. Like, I feel pretty good. I work for
I'm toasting to my allies, G. You feel me?
a pretty white company.
Bring it on.
Oh man.
Oh, bro.
Ain't nothing but what it is. Stop it. Oh, man. Alright. Oh, here's something that isn't necessarily. Oh, let me see. Oh, shit. NFL. The NFL. We all know the NFL don't really fuck with niggas, but you know, they had to pander. I feel like the NFL is they're doing their fair share of pandering.
Hand was forced though.
Man.
Roger Goodell's hand was forced.
For real, fuck
Because
them
of the
niggas.
stars of the league.
Yeah, Pat Mahomes
Pat
got on that
Mahomes.
shit, talking that
They
shit.
got all
They
their
couldn't,
favorite
they
niggas.
couldn't,
yes.
they couldn't blackball
Yeah.
Pat Mahomes like they did
OBJ,
Kaepernick.
Elliott, all the stars made the video.
So did they make that by themselves?
Yes, I think they stepped up and did it by themselves.
Yeah, I don't think that was an NFL thing. That was a players' coalition thing.
Okay.
They forced the hand pretty much. 'Cause
Yeah.
They were silent on the issue until you got the MVP in your face, like
'Cause
Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, because he knew he was going to ready. He's ready taking the knee. He's taking the knee.
Right.
Who was the MVP?
Patrick Mahomes.
Super Bowl MVP.
You're right.
Our favorite new
He's the guy.
He's that man.
And he's
White
a,
man?
and he's a
He's
mulatto.
He's
mixed.
mixed.
He's a mulatto.
His dad was a professional baseball player.
White
But
man?
he
Black
was in
man.
the video, Black Lives Matter, like when it counts. We need him. He's the face of the league. So you have all
What
those
team he play
guys.
for? I'm so lost.
Kansas City
They
Chiefs.
just
They
won the
just won the
Super Bowl.
Super
He just
Bowl.
won the Super Bowl.
And he was the MVP. But
He talks
That was
like
this year?
he
Yes,
talks like
this past year.
Oh,
like Gonzo.
I made fun of his words.
My name is Patrick Mahomes. I've been like quarterback for the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm pretty good. Black Lives Matter.
I'm telling you. But
But do y'all think they should, now Cap issue is on fire again? Whatever we said about Cap is on tape. You know what I'm saying? For the record.
What did we say? I forgot.
He was right. He killed him
I killed
for
him.
taking the
I
settlement.
didn't kill. No,
Killed
yeah,
him.
Yeah,
Why you take the settlement?
You can fight it, yeah.
I mean, you had a case. You could have been a billionaire.
Cap
I would
knew-
never
Cap knew.
sign with
You
him.
wouldn't have did it. I know you
I
wouldn't have
wouldn't
did
have
it.
took the. Let's go to court.
You would have fought for years,
Yo,
yo.
we can go forever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm younger than all of y'all. Alright? Now what? But
Oh, man.
seriously though. But I think the issue with Cap is on fire now. He's saying he wants to play more than ever.
Oh, did he say? I didn't hear him
Yeah,
say
I think he
anything.
wants to play still. Well,
Did he
it's
say
known.
it?
I don't think that he came out with a statement, but I think that it's known. I think he's told people around him, has told people he still wants to play. So if he gets the opportunity to play, will the
All
team
right.
pick him up?
All right, I'm gonna be devil's advocate in this situation. White devil's advocate.
The white devil.
I ain't gonna lie. Cap wasn't that good in 2017.
You saying this? Huh?
In 2017,
Specifically.
was that
It wasn't. Look, I personally didn't want him as my starting quarterback. There's a reason he got benched in San Francisco and then cut, and that was before all the knees and shit.
it was like the season. It
Now,
was like
he could have had a resurrection, kind of like Ryan Tannehill.
Mm.
But at the time,
Yeah, it wasn't.
I didn't want him as my starting quarterback because he kind of got exposed once Harbaugh left. Because it was a different team when he went to Michigan. I'm just saying. But should he have gotten a chance to be a backup or something? Absolutely. Should he have had a chance to be in the league? Absolutely.
Yeah. If RG3 is still in the league, then yeah.
He can't come to the Redskins because he already took Alex Smith's job, right?
Alex Smith is barely at the leg.
But I'm just saying, he can't have that story again. He can't have that story again, though. That'll be the same story. He can't have it again.
No, Alex Smith is not even a starter. He'd be taking Dwayne Haskins' job.
Dwayne Haskins is the starter?
Yes.
I didn't hear anything about
You've been protesting football?
Nah, I didn't hear Haskins was the starter.
You thought Alex Smith's half a leg was a starter?
I mean, he did workout videos. That means he's coming back.
Did you see the ESPN 11 shit? Okay, that's why you talking how you talking. You would have seen how his leg. No, they took so much shit off his leg, the bone was showing. They had to take muscle and tissue because he had a flesh-eating disease.
With all of that, I still want to play.
Where'd he get that?
Well,
where did he get the flesh-eating?
No, because
I don't think he got one leg.
Because when he broke his leg, it punctured the bone punctured the skin.
Yeah.
And so what they're saying is it could have been just a speck of the turf from the grass from the field, a piece of a sock that was left in there that they just missed. And that shit grew to the point where it was like one day his leg was fine and the next day that shit was black and it was eating his leg. And they literally had to remove all, like the whole part of his shin where the bone was showing and take part of his thigh just to give muscle back to his leg because they had to cut out all of that.
That's it. Yeah.
He's not playing again.
I thought Cap was nice.
You can play with the fake leg?
Definitely can't play. And he was doing videos.
Nah, man, I'm sorry. I want Cap to play, but I don't want him to play with Redskins.
Nah. Snyder would never have it for the record.
Snyder would have it if the PR was right. Because
whoever
whoever brings Cap back right now, Cap is a hot commodity right now. Because you're going to be deemed as the woke team. You're going to have all the black fans.
Now if he don't play.
It don't matter.
I hate that, yo.
It don't matter. If you give him a contract. No, he doesn't. No, that's the thing.
He has to play.
As long as you give him enough money to be happy with being on the team, you can't just give him
it's no set amount of. I think he wants the max deal.
No, well, he's a fool.
That's what he wants. Yo.
He just came up off this whole situation though.
No,
everybody.
Whatever team signs him, I fear it's going to be a PR move because it's going to look good. Like you're the team you're anti the norm for the NFL, which the norm is racist. So you're the woke team, and every black person is going to get a Cap jersey, even if he's sitting on the bench for 16 games.
It don't matter. If
the first team he goes to when he kneels, when they go out there.
The first team first of all, everybody's kneeling.
They're all going to kneel.
It's not going to be.
When he kneels with the team though, like it's vindication. Like
everybody
he kneels on the field,
and that jersey's going to be the number one jersey in the league.
That's probably
guaranteed.
That's ever sold in NFL history.
Exactly. That's why it would be a PR stunt. I mean,
Cowboys.
really, if the Redskins really want to get over this, the name shit, hey, bring Cap on.
Sign
Kaepernick wouldn't even play for the Redskins.
Sign Kaepernick for the Redskins.
You probably say something about the Redskins. Change
That
the
is
name.
a light skinned nigga too. That would be fucking
The beige skins.
the beige skins. Oh boy, man, oh man, oh man. Somebody should. Somebody's doing it.
No, I feel like somebody should. I just don't know what he has 3 years later with not playing football.
This is when he should drop the whole workout video. This would be the perfect time to drop the whole workout video from the whole, make that shit public. You know what I'm saying?
The fucked up thing is with the COVID and everything, you can't just casually invite him in for a workout.
Right.
That's what's really the hindrance for real right now. It's the situation of even though everybody's more worried about police brutality and and social injustice, we're still in the pandemic. Corona is still out here. That shit ain't gone away because motherfuckers said Black Lives Matter. Still out here. A lot of them protesters, how they got corona?
Oh my God.
Hate to say it like that, but they probably got the wrong.
Didn't one of the police in the front line tested positive? I read that across my timeline.
So that shit probably spread like wildfire. But
They probably shut us back down again in September. Go back inside.
So we're gonna
Yeah,
get
another
3 months to
stimulus.
fuck around and
I
shit.
mean, that means stimulus coming, right?
Hey,
We shut down.
crank it up.
Trump said, "Hey, y'all destroyed y'all stimulus check. He ain't giving shit out."
Did you really say that?
No, basically.
Oh shit.
He'll be out of here.
I ain't get the
Hey, yo,
first
take off
fucking
that
thing.
African necktie and take off them African
You
shit.
man,
Oh,
shut that
yo,
fucking kid thing off.
speaking of that,
Trying to rock our shit.
did y'all
man.
see the Democrats taking a knee? Nancy Pelosi almost died on that knee trying to get back up. With the kente cloth, maybe the weight of the kente cloth was too heavy.
Well, it's just like, yeah, the
The
way
truth,
that
the
black
truth heavy,
goddamn
yo.
struggle for the last 400 years.
Blood
Yeah,
heavy.
bitch. Trying to get that. That's a heavy cross to bear, ain't it?
That kente cloth.
Kente cloth activated on your stupid ass.
No, but
oh my
I
God.
I did see somewhere that it was a Congressional Black Caucus idea to do that, and like they do that when they like introduce legislation and like stuff like that.
We gonna put our white
I wasn't
folks
feeling that.
in our
Now-
favorite kente cloth.
Hey, I
Our
think they
favorite
do
whites
it.
and
feel
our
like that
favorite
was
kente.
I think they wanted
Super
it to be
pander.
like
Yeah, man.
It
wasn't
probably
feeling
looked like that, you know what I'm saying, like the optics, but if the Congressional Black Caucus asked them to do it, it still don't make it right. You know what I'm saying? But
But a little
they
calories.
asked them to
Little calories.
Hey, you put that shit on these joints too, though. There's not that many calories in a lot of these beers. Like what you want regular.
No, there's a lot of calories in a lot of beers. It's yeast. That's
Yeah,
what beer
but
is.
yeah, that's why I be drinking the watery beers and shit sometimes.
do it.
But now, what were we talking about? We was just fucking. Oh, Pelosi and them.
Yeah, man.
Congressional
Oh,
Black
that
Caucus
nigga,
asked.
They asked her. I wonder if that was just a joke just to see white people with kente cloth.
I'm telling you, man.
That's a hilarious joke.
Man, I'm telling you, go out and
What if
just
they was in
stop.
the meeting like, how much y'all bet we think we can get all these all these old white people with kente cloths? They should have had them made to put wraps on their head.
That's my new favorite activity though. Going back outside, being back, you know what I'm saying, when I go up to Baltimore and shit, get drunk, bring up motherfucking race issues and shit around.
No
the
man,
whole
we
bunch
gotta
of
get
white
these Black Lives Matter shirts off.
people. Oh, yeah. All right, is that what we're doing?
That was my idea, but I also, if we want to go with love, we can go with that one too.
We can do both. We got some shirts coming,
My
y'all.
mom has already asked
For
for
this
that
one?
shirt.
Oh,
She's like, I want that shirt.
yeah,
whenever
we
you
can do
make
both.
it.
We can do both. We got an official AWOL Art by KD
It's gonna be a little
collaborating
more
gel. You know what I'm
black
saying?
just
Like we do
basically that's what
from
it's
time
called.
to time, you know,
Uh,
it's very exciting.
uh,
And we're gonna donate. We're gonna donate some of the money.
Say their names, not killing us, that shit. Like,
We're gonna donate proceeds to you know where it needs to be. But be on the lookout for that. It's very exciting. Very, very, very exciting.
Every step. So why haven't we been in the flag? That's why I had the black stripes.
That's dope,
With
yeah.
the flag.
You know, oh, shout out to Lil T, Lil T.
Like that. You knew you like that. I knew you like that one.
So let's talk about another designer who he didn't really get it at first.
Talking about Virgil.
Yeah, man, Virgil, 50 Virgil, man.
Virgil Sense. Virgil Sense.
Virgil Sense, man. Oh man. So, all right. Well, I didn't think, like I said, guys, tuned out a little bit, but this one heard about. Virgil said he was inspired. Donated $50. $50.
And reposted it.
And reposted it. Nigga, where? Why? How? Who? You are, nigga, your shoes cost $250. So 1/5 of your shoe is how
I
much
can't
you give
even
a
buy
fuck.
socks
You can't.
with your $50.
And that's if you get them bitches retail. You can't even get your shoes retail. Your shoes go for like $1,000. So 1/20th of one of your goddamn shoes is what you care about this goddamn shit. Nigga, you are one of us. I don't you nigga, you one of us. The nigga know he one of us too. He one of me too. You know what I'm saying? He like
You trying to say I'm a tall, dark-skinned black man. I know racial injustice. I get prejudice no matter where, no matter who I'm the director of. When I interview for a job, they automatically see me. First of all, nigga, you not interviewing for a job.
You not interviewing for
nigga,
shit.
You the creative director of Louis Vuitton. Niggas know who you are wherever you're going to try to get a job. They're contacting you to get that, for you to work for them.
Man, tough, man. Run that shit down, Chris.
Like,
these motherfuckers.
now, first of all, Virgil ain't got no fucking black people working for him in the first place.
Man,
if we
listen.
really want to get into the details, he got a bunch of white people in there creating all these designs and putting shits in quotation marks.
Yeah.
This is what's white people.
Listen,
For real.
you know what?
Maybe he wouldn't hire himself either.
So hey,
Indeed.
tell you a terrible thing. I'm picking back off this, and it was well timed, I will say. I have some, we be around a very, very, very strong, creative bunch of people, and if they aren't even in this, we work with a lot of, we've inspired a lot out here in these streets. So one of the little homies, a couple of little homies, shout out to Hell Vacancy, you know what I'm saying? They came up with a t-shirt, said, fuck Virgil. That fuck Virgil clothing line. Now this was way before all this stuff was even going on. They came with the idea because apparently Virgil's been wanting to steal. I've heard these inklings of
heard some inklings.
He's a thief. You know what I'm saying? He's a creative thief, and
They say all artists steal.
Yeah, then this is true, but it's like to steal, and I mean it's all well and good until your ass get caught. You know what I'm saying? Or until you come up until Off-White ain't the shit no more because you prove to not really be worth, the money that is being spent on your brand as a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this isn't just about this issue, but it's about you as a man not being somebody, and as a black man that we can really stand with, but all these rappers have made your shit cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, wait a minute. Well, you're a fuck nigga. Thank God we don't have to buy your ugly ass clothes no more at these high ass prices. Because niggas wasn't buying them, you know what I'm saying?
Nike.
And it's like, fam, it's like if it has to be to that point of
1985.
exposure and shit, it's like, now I feel like you did come back, like you said, you came back with the goddamn.
Said, I donated more than that. First he donated 20,000, then he donated another amount that was more than 20,000, and I'm like, bruh, like, how tone deaf are you to not know that was going to be taken wrong? Like, nigga.
Yeah.
I think somebody challenged him to
even if
donate.
it's a challenge, you post the challenge, and then you shit on that $50 challenge because you're worth way more than that $50.
And
Drake
you
did that shit because Drake donated 100,000, but I think the challenge was for like $400. Drake didn't post him.
For the $400, he said the fucking 100,000.
Yeah,
like,
and then
if you gonna stunt like that, don't stunt with no like,
Right.
like, come on, bro. Because then it's like nobody can buy anything from you for $50 fucking, my nigga. So what the fuck are you like? Come on,
you know
bro.
you don't got no friends that are only spending $50.
Come on,
You making that much money? You're not hanging out with broke
That's
boys.
crazy. But I'm not here to
That's
tear
like-
down
that's
black
going
men. You
through
know
our
what I'm
group chat.
saying?
You
I
trying to donate 50?
I hope the brother learned. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that I'm still gonna buy. I'm gonna buy the Fuck Virgil T-shirt.
Did you see they put Virgil's face on the $50 bill?
I did. I seen the fucking Virgil, the two Virgil faces with the two fucking the what the shit the under like the 100 underneath the shit. I saw that shit was funny. But yeah, man, everybody's gonna get their shit, and he need to do some real shit for this is your time though. And anybody that's fucked up, I feel like everybody there is the ability for forgiveness, but you gotta really mean that shit. Cause if you don't, then niggas can feel that vibe, and then it's gonna be like, nah, nigga, you faking. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you gotta this is your time. If you ain't been with it, you can still get with the campaign. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta show it for real. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to the people that have been showing it for real. I want to shout a couple of them brothers out. We already discussed Michael Jordan and Team Jordan, you know what I'm saying? 100 million is very big. Kanye West has done, he's been making some waves lately. He donated $2 million to the fund. He did a lot. He's donated a lot of money. He was outside.
Speaking of Kanye,
yeah.
Now, I heard this. I don't know how much truth is behind this. I heard, reportedly, rumored, he said he only put the MAGA hat on.
Madness?
He only put the MAGA hat on to get black people out of jail. That was
He
the only,
said that?
That was the
That's what I
only.
heard.
That was the only way he was going to be able to speak with
It's a
Trump.
meeting.
I didn't hear him say that.
I didn't hear.
But
I didn't hear him say it.
believe-
I didn't see him tweet it.
But in his
I
interview
heard
with
he
Big
said
Boy,
it.
he was like,
He ain't ready.
We
I
gotta,
seen it across the timeline, though.
that was a weird interview. That's interesting.
And the thing is, I heard it,
I don't know
and
what's truth
I want to believe it. I definitely want to, I want to believe it because I want to think, there's a grander scheme to this. And I want to think that Kanye is smarter than Donald Trump, which I always believe Kanye is smarter than Donald Trump. You feel me? So it's like, nigga, all you want me to do is put on this hat and I can really make some real shit? Like,
How much a dollar cost?
huh?
How much does a dollar cost?
Fuck you.
Kendrick asked you.
We don't know nobody's real intention,
Is it
man.
worth your
Hey, yo, we got.
But if the whole idea,
I don't believe that.
if it's a thought of soul, but you kept it, you know what I'm saying? If it's like, all right, I'm gonna do this, but I'm gonna actually make some shit happen, and then nigga, I wasn't fucking with you for you know what I'm saying? But I got my way in the situation.
Hey, yo, you
It's
fooled me,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, yeah, you got me, yo. Hey, yo, you right over my head, yeah. You
Pull one over my eyes.
Facts, man. I ain't know what you was doing up there, man. Talking about airplanes with a hat on, man. I ain't know what you was doing, yeah.
I never canceled
Give him
Kanye,
the
so
Oscar.
Yeah, I mean, she got easy slides on that.
I never canceled Kanye.
That's a
The
fact.
biggest waste of money I've ever seen. No offense.
Whoa.
I don't care.
You
That's
guys cool?
They gonna work for the summer.
They only 50?
Yeah.
I'm about to get some Yeezys,
Oh,
man.
no, they was 50.
Oh,
It
they
was
was.
straight $55
They
for these
was
hoes.
50.
Yeah.
They must be say, I know them drinks didn't start out at
That's
50.
how much I bought it from the Yeezy Supply.
Yeah, nah.
Yeezy Supply.
That's
Yeah,
because
I'm not even
website.
hip.
when you buy them retail, if you're able to get this stuff retail, it don't be expensive, crazy retail.
These hoes
It's
were
just
$60. I'm wearing these hoes for the summer. I don't give a fuck.
What if they burnt all the shoes because of the protests and the looters?
What that got to do with me?
You already got them
You
paid.
said burn it all.
Not my shit. I mean, I don't care. I get hit. I get hit. I don't care. Whatever. I got renters insurance at my house.
I was just.
Yeah,
I
but
like
you-
Fuck it up then. Come through.
But yo, rental
Let's
insurance
try
don't
it.
replace
You don't-
everything.
you don't-
They replace everything. A lot of things.
But you don't get it the
They
next
pay
day,
the
though.
percentage of it.
You don't get it the next
I
day.
don't care about none of this shit. It's all replaceable.
it don't take that long now. I
Half this shit
got
don't
hit
make
from
me no
that.
more.
That should be like so.
We gotta redefine what it is to be black. We gotta redefine.
Replaceable, man.
We gotta
That's what I'm
redefine what it is
saying,
to
like,
be
it's
black,
not.
bro.
Except for these black lives. That's the only thing.
You gotta
that's
redefine what it is
irreplaceable.
to
So,
sound black, to think black, to move black, to shop black, to educate black, to make love black, to raise children black. You gotta redefine what it is to be black and how to move black, how to think and feel black. Niggas don't know, man. Niggas don't know, man. And why should they know? You know what I'm saying? Red, white, and blue, right? You gotta redefine what it is to be black, man. You know what I mean? Because who the leaders, yay? Akon?
nobody ever said Akon was a leader.
He was a leader to
Not
me.
a black
He was a leader to me.
Akon,
I looked
never heard
I
that.
looked at Akon for a lot of things as a black man to another black
I can't
man.
identify with him because he, I don't.
After this
It's
point,
a difference to
not
me.
this point, but I thought he was gangster for going over there and
Okay,
putting the lights in the houses. Hey,
Flag.
hey, let him know.
12 views because we flag, because we use everybody's views. We don't own the rights to his music.
Hey, you just gotta keep
Hey,
it under
man.
90 seconds.
Hey, man.
We good if it's under 90 seconds.
Is that the truth?
I think so. I think that's
Hey,
why the
man.
version shit is at 90 seconds.
That's what it is, man. Just like that, Jack. Hey man, we gotta go to halfway back, dog.
Who got the best mashed potatoes?
Hey, that's Matt, man.
And we already know who got the best.
Hey,
man.
we already know.
You gotta see mine.
Hey,
You gotta see mine. You ain't no see
Oh shit! Niggas don't know.
the tail.
No.
You ain't never seen mine yet.
Oh shit. Respect. Potato, man.
Oh
Man.
man.
Hey, yo, why you crying, man? I hate it.
Niggas don't. They don't know nothing about that tater.
I love that template, by the way.
Oh man.
Say it loud.
Dang.
But you
Shout out
that's
to
fire
James.
though, man. Shout out to James Brown. Shout out to everybody.
James
Shout out to
B.
Tina for watching the whole episode. The NBA is supposed to be reopening very soon, fellas, and I'm very excited about that. Organized sports are coming back.
Hey.
I'll continue. I'm about to use the bathroom, but how
I
y'all
get to
feel
go back
about
to work. That's all
Actually,
I'm concerned about.
No, it
I
doesn't
mean, for the
mean.
next, hopefully.
Oh, next year. Next
Yeah,
year.
for the next season, not
Oh
this
yeah,
season.
They cause so, okay.
I'm not worried about this.
So yeah,
So-
run it down.
NBA season is coming back July 31st, everybody, and they will be in Disney. Was it Orlando's Disney World or Disneyland? Disneyland. They'll be in Disneyland, and they'll be playing all the games there. For no crowd or small selective crowds. Haven't created the details yet, but no fans. And so yeah, they will be it's 22 teams, and there will be 8 games before the playoffs start, and then if there's a 4-game separation between the 8th and 9th seed, there will be a playing game to figure out who gets that 8th seed spot. So we are getting some live sports back very soon. Well, not very soon, but in a month and a half.
Actually, MLS starts next.
Live sports we care about. Very soon. We care about. All right. I don't think we have a whole lot of MLS fans watching. No. Soccer viewers don't care about MLS. Let's not get it twisted. Like
Is that soccer?
the real. Yeah, right. It's MLS soccer. I don't know.
Softball?
like football.
Softball.
I said softball.
Softball.
There we go, though.
But nah, I'm super excited about sports coming back. I'm gonna watch. I'm definitely going to.
I'm gonna watch. I'm just waiting for playoffs to start so I can see the Lakers win this Astros championship and people talk shit about how it doesn't count. But because LeBron is gonna win it, I will take on the criticism as a knock to LeBron's career. It's Kobe forever, Mamba for life.
Man,
And Jordan. Yep, it's Jordan Kobe. Then LeBron.
This guy.
Yeah, man. Hey, you see
Jordan
that?
Kobe.
You see this?
You said
You
Jordan
know my
Kobe
allegiance,
LeBron.
right?
You said Jordan Kobe LeBron, right?
Yeah.
All right, I can respect.
You see my allegiance last.
Yeah, I mean, I can.
Okay, but you know, he's a Laker now, so I gotta root for him to an
Yeah,
extent.
I definitely want the Lakers to win it this year.
For Kobe.
Yeah, for
especially.
Kobe. That's the only reason, and I mean not the only reason because I'm a LeBron James fan. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm going where my man goes. You know what I mean? Like so,
Big facts.
and this was the time where it seemed like it was feasible where they could do it. Last year didn't seem like it was like.
Are you saying last year as in last season?
Last season.
Or a couple months ago last year?
No, last season.
Okay, yeah, no.
Yeah, so, but this season it actually looked like, and the Kobe situation, and you're in LA, and it just, write the story. That would make 2020 at least feel like it's not all in shambles. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least he rectified, he got that for Kobe. And
that Kobe shit still fucks with me.
yeah, bro.
I watched the No Smoke podcast.
With
Kobe
yeah.
the other day, and that shit made me sad. It was good to see him, but then it made me sad because I knew this was his last interview, and so it was just like it was supposed to be a part 2 to that because Steven Jackson came on Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes came on the Bill Simmons podcast, and they talked about it. It's like, yeah, we already had set up, the part 2 for the interview because we couldn't really ask everything we wanted to ask, and we wanted to do this and that, and it was just like, So I watched it and I'm just like, damn. Because he was talking about his daughter Gigi in the drain, and it's just like, can't believe he's gone, man.
Don't make sense, man.
It still
really don't.
Like the whole, with
Don't
everything
sit right in my
that
soul.
kind of just like escalated as over the whole year. You know what I mean? It just got a little worse. And
it was like the first domino of 2020.
And I won't even say the first one, but it was that was the first one where everybody felt it. Cause that Juice WRLD was really like the first one. And yeah, R.I.P. to Juice and J. Scott. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a couple people that on the underground wave, if the youth is gonna let you know anything is gonna go happen, when Juice WRLD and they was hit, like even like Lil T, my little cousin, she hit me and was letting me know how much she was affected by him passing. You know what I'm saying? And he's been around for not that long, but that shit hit, and then Kobe.
Right.
Like that Kobe shit, that was the one that broke the camel's back. You know what I mean? Like that shit really affected everybody, young and old, so much so that, that happened 1 month, and then a couple weeks later the whole world's crippled, and then this shit just, like ain't been no grief for that. Niggas ain't even been able to really grieve from that because you dealing with, some new shit that nobody knows nothing about. Like that, it'd be different. Like even with death and shit, like you can, like there's no way everyone handles death differently and shit like that. But at the same token, like that shit it's a process of life. You know what I mean? But you throw a whole fucking world pandemic and then get out of that, and then it's like, okay, like now, oh yeah, y'all been killing us, by the way. So we're not about to just come out of this and just be happy with, we got.
Whole lot of shit.
You know what I mean? That's why it's so important to really just make sure that mentally, everyone is at least decent, and if not, figure out ways to outlet, because that shit, man, coming from first-hand experience, and I've had some days, I've had some that just tap into all types of other shit that just don't be, you know what I'm saying? It be struggle. Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to.
As a black man.
Yeah, and then it's like, and it's before you got to go through all these thoughts and all these scenarios and wondering how and what.
Right.
Before you even really wake up out the fucking bed.
Right.
Then you got to deal with just, you know what I'm saying? That shit is wild as hell, man. So, I just, I almost don't even know what I was talking about.
I know people that want to arm themselves just to protect themselves from police.
Yeah. And it's just an ugly, ugly way to have to live. But, I appreciate everyone kind of waking up and kind of realizing what it is and figuring out the best way for them.
What movie is that from?
Huh?
Y'all niggas ain't never seen School Days?
Yeah.
Wake up!
Yeah.
I wasn't in School Days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wake the fuck up, America.
No bullshit.
Disneyland plans to reopen on
Actually,
July 17th, y'all.
Say what?
Disneyland's planning on reopening on July 17th.
Now that's gonna be crazy how they're gonna try to separate the NBA players and
It'll be in that
Tourists.
first
and
week.
the tourists at Disneyland.
Yikes.
I said Disney World. It's a Disney World.
Disney World is California.
No,
Disney World
Disneyland
is
in Florida.
Yeah.
Orlando.
Yeah, Disney World.
Disney World is in Florida.
Yeah,
Okay, so Florida's world, California's land.
yeah.
Okay.
And a lot
Oh
of
no, yeah, because California's, I think they're about to be in phase 2.
Are they?
Well, shit. Since we talked
Are
about
they
phase
in phase
2,
one?
guys, I'm gonna admit it.
You gonna go out there? You gonna jump out
No,
there?
man, I ain't jump out there. I jumped out in here. I went to the bar on Sunday.
Oh,
Go ahead and jump out there.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
like, where the hell we going with this? So I gotta leave?
Hey, you already
you
got
did
it
it.
if I got it.
See? That's what Rudy Gobert did to Donovan, man. Donovan was like, he probably wasn't gonna talk to him ever again in life if he
Nah,
did that shit.
Rudy was OD. He like touched all the mics.
All everything.
He's probably coughing on niggas in the
Rubbed
locker
his
room.
head.
Yeah, he probably was all in his face like, ah. Man, I went out there, man. But I mean, I've been outside though.
Listen, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, man.
Place has been
I ain't the
I've
only
been
person
working
that
out.
been outside.
I've been outside. I've been going to get food and shit. And I also know that my test has been negative because, I have somebody who I've been around weekly and she had a test twice. So it's like, yeah, shout out to Damo, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you. But she had to get 2 tests week after week. And we know that she don't got it. So we don't got it.
Yeah,
That's
they
the best
do
way to
the
do it.
test.
Exactly.
They
Come
do
get checked, yo.
They
Yeah.
do temperature
Sounds like
tests at my
together.
job.
Stick your
before
thumb
they
in
go
your
there.
nose, man. When you go out to motherfucking when you go out to I've been outside. Baltimore, Fells Point. Yeah. I'm fucking with y'all. They got a lot of shit open. A lot of stuff you can go get drinks to walk around and to go and shit. But there's a couple spots out there that you can go and sit down. But they definitely take your temperature. Shout out to Steve, seeing Steve out there. You know what I mean? Scuba Steve. Shout out to Scuba Steve and that motherfucker. He was out there and shit, seeing that. But they taking temperatures and shit and doing all that good shit. But there's bars open. So it's like, man, I feel like I've been at a bar since my birthday. Every weekend I found someplace to go.
Damn,
and
every
patronize. Every weekend, damn near.
Oh, so you outside?
I've been
to one bar.
I've
been to one bar.
I've been, but then I know I got the test. I've been tested as of motherfucking last week, and niggas corona free.
Move that mask. You got so small that mask.
Yeah,
covers
exactly.
your whole neck.
Your motherfucker, you tie that bitch up in the back a little bit.
She
What's wrong
have to
with you?
expand it. Normally gotta expand that shit.
That motherfucker there, man. That's crazy. But nah, man, no. So I've been outside. Like, yeah, like my birthday. Me, my birthday is not too far. It's like 3 weeks apart. You know what I'm saying? So it's like went the weekend after mine. Then went to like we was at my mom's or some shit. The week after. Then the weekend after back in Baltimore. So you know what I'm saying? And then sis got the test. You know what I mean? Took that after the fact.
We
So
need 2 weeks before you take the test.
huh? What you mean?
We need 2 weeks for the drug to incubate.
No, it's normally gone in 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's gone. So she took it
Quarantine
before.
period is 2 weeks.
She took it in the like earlier, like right before my birthday, and then after we went, then she had another one because she had to do it for work and shit. You feel me? So just like bam, 2
So
weeks.
you taking the corona approach as the approach you take when you hit a girl wrong? She got tested, so you feel like you got tested?
Shit.
That's what it sounds like. to me.
That's what it sound like to me.
That shit would have showed up though.
Yeah,
That
that's
shit would've showed
what a
up.
nigga saying when he hit a drink wrong.
Yeah.
Man, she just got tested, so she ain't got nothing. I must have.
Hey man, listen.
You know, shit, I'm good.
Yeah,
Don't just hit it raw, yo.
It's
It's too crazy out
You
here,
know what I'm
yo.
saying? It makes perfect sense to me. So I'm corona free
Yeah.
and I'm back outside.
That is the method, though.
I'm my brother cookout this weekend, right around the corner.
Exactly. Shit. We
It's for his
outside.
birthday. It's about to head down there.
People been outside, man.
People
People
have
been outside.
But
bro.
now, so do y'all think that the protests and shit are gonna force all these businesses to just be like, fuck this shit, like, cause niggas, you know what I mean? Because why would
it's gonna
I-
be the data after the protest?
Huh?
It's gonna be the data that comes in because I know it was like maybe like 4 days ago, there was like it was a uptick of 20,000 new cases of corona.
But not 20,000 people got tested though. How the fuck? 20,000 people
Yo,
get
these
tested.
numbers
in 2
are
days.
outlandish.
That is
No, they
crazy.
said one day.
In one, so 20,000 people went to go get tested like the day after.
You don't think people scared after the protest and went to go get tested?
See, I didn't go I wasn't outside for that. I protested. I did my online protest. You feel me? And
So you did a hashtag protest?
Nah. I was posting information. I feel like I was definitely out protest. I'm doing my thing, but at the same time,
You sideline protesting.
man, listen, I got anxiety
Keyword is
issues.
protest.
Yeah, it was protest regardless. I got anxiety issues, and there is this shit going on.
You got
Understand?
anxiety issues, but yet you at the bar in Baltimore.
That's outside. I'm with the one
The
person.
protests are outside.
Oh my god. Nigga, did you go protest? What the fuck are you talking about? This nigga. Oh, yeah, did you was at the bar too? Did you go protest?
I'm not making up excuses about why I did.
No, but
I
nigga-
created art.
Nigga, I'm putting this art on t-shirt. Nigga, and we gonna donate. That's what we doing. I hit you last week. This the plan for our protest. It's the gym class protest. I hit my... I'm going out there tonight, anxiety or not. I'm outside. If it was just for the go-go, I would have gone out there last week. But
I'll definitely be out there for the march in August. Though.
yeah, man,
On
all
the
jokes aside,
Lincoln Memorial.
yeah.
But no, I wanted to get out there. I just had, every time I found out about the protest, it's like in the middle of me doing something, and I can't make it down there. I never know about it early.
I'm not even gonna lie though.
I do want to go down to the for whatever the reason was. I want to see the Black Lives Matter mural on 16th Street.
I definitely want. I want to get it from the top. I want to like see it as the whole thing, but I just don't want it to go away without some real shit happening.
I feel like the real shit is starting to happen. Like the police reform. Like, I mean, if you're gonna think just
Put it on the books.
if you think shit is just not going to ever like you're just gonna wake up and like the police all of a sudden gonna have a change of mind and not look at black people as threats and all this other stuff overnight, then you're gonna be waiting for that for a long time.
I got something. It's even more deeper than all this. Who had the best quarantine freestyle in a long time? Was it King Batch or was it LL?
LL.
Was it LL or was it King Batch?
I could have done it without the Chipotle bag.
LL ripped that moment.
Oh, cause someone pull that up. Chris, can you pull that up, please?
You don't like LL?
No, I said I liked it. When I first saw it,
You like the King Batch?
King Batch.
Oh,
When he played him,
I
Yo, who's that, yo?
Oh, you ain't heard of King Batch?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Did he parody?
Yo,
it?
shout out
Did
L,
he-
yo.
Did he make fun of him?
No, he wasn't. I think he was dead.
He was
ass
serious. No, he probably had a serious face, but he probably wasn't serious.
Oh
That's
man.
a
Funny dude, yo.
Yeah,
It's
because
right here, it's right here.
he's not serious. He's not serious.
It can't be.
Nah. Oh, no.
Might lose some branding.
He's not serious.
This nigga trying to set a thirst trap off the protest.
He's acting right there. He got the actor look.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans. I think you got better on the gram.
That's a fake serious face.
That's the actor.
That's the eye
joint.
squint. You saw the eye squint? No, Jack.
19 years is what a Minnesota cop called a career.
Cut.
Alright, play that LL, man.
He look like a fake Lorenz Tate. That's my man though. But he do.
Niggas get in the comments.
You don't got no serious face, man.
Shout out to all the
He's not
comments.
serious, right?
I hate to be
Shout out
loud.
to
Nah, dog.
in some breaking news, NASCAR banned the Confederate flag. Did we just see that?
We just saw that.
Yeah, that's fire.
They got a Black Lives Matter car.
Yeah, shout out to Bubba Wallace too, riding that Black Lives Matter car, and he's a champion already, and he's a black man. So we got
Only black man.
Listen, he's the only black man. We have a reason to watch car racing now.
Hey,
we got a fan.
Lot
Bubba
of
Wallace.
people
Bubba, you
Hey,
know,
shout
That's down south. That's down south shit.
you know.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
down south shit.
Shout out to
Don't
go
Bubba Wallace.
Confederate.
I ain't about to watch
flag,
one
man.
go around in circles.
Yo, that's an all day event, yo.
Nah, that's real.
But
though.
see,
an
all right.
event.
So if the shit ever,
160 laps.
we should just go fuck up one of them joints. If that shit ever over back up, we just go fuck up the NASCAR one day.
Oh,
Because
that's a vibe right there. Man. I don't know about that one.
Well, the closest one is
that's
in
a different
Richmond.
speed.
Richmond. I would go. I feel
Richmond
like
Raceway.
Richmond?
now with all this white guilt going around.
And then one in like Clinton area.
Buzz Creek.
Somewhere.
I don't think
That's not
official.
official, real
That's
one,
not
though.
official.
Oh,
The
Richmond-
the
Richmond
closest
Speedway,
one is
yeah.
Richmond Speedway is the
Yeah.
closest real NASCAR site.
I'm down to go, and especially with all this white
I'll
guilt
go to
going
Kentucky
around.
Derby before I go to the NASCAR joint. Put
You
me
go
on
to the
the
horse
hat.
races before that?
Hell yeah, nigga.
That joint seem wilder than the race.
Nah, man.
I
You
want
on a
to
pink
fuck
suit,
with both of
pink
them.
plaid suit, and a big ass hat.
Yeah.
Hey, yo,
Did
he's
anybody
crazy.
watch the Epstein documentary?
What the
Travis is crazy.
Hey man, get
Oh,
off my
man.
neck. I can't
Did
breathe.
anybody see the Epstein
Technology.
documentary?
Epstein Jeffrey Epstein.
No,
Yeah.
it's on Netflix.
It's on
Yeah, I
Netflix.
seen
I
one
didn't see it.
episode.
I
What's
heard
it?
the ID channel got a better one.
Oh, really? Ooh.
Yeah.
So I'm
It's
gonna
some
check
creepy
that one
stuff,
out.
man.
That
I
man,
didn't watch
bro, everybody be fucking kids, man. All these politicians, all these rich motherfuckers be fucking kids. I'm convinced. Off of that shit, point blank period. Once you get through the first 10 minutes of the first episode, you're gonna realize how nasty this shit is. There's 4 episodes. They're an hour long each. Once you get to the 4th one, it's just kind of like, this is nasty, but you're also not telling me shit. Cause, man, when I say he wrapped up with everybody, like everybody's in bed with this man. And then he just had the joints coming in, and the thing is, it didn't seem like he was forcing the girls to do anything,
No,
but it was
wasn't
seeming like
forceful.
he was really recruiting. He was like, yo, if you don't want to do it,
he
had
got
them
other
had the girls to recruit for him. So he had like the web is so crazy. Like it's so many levels, but it was just like this is the most. He's like the gentleman, fucking nasty pervert pedophile guy. Like, oh, I don't want you to do anything you don't want to do. Just find some other girls that'll do it, and like,
Yeah, I
I feel like
watched
he
one
like. I feel
episode.
like I don't need to. We know what he was up to. You know what I'm saying?
Shoo.
Like, I'm good on all of that.
yeah,
That's
that shit.
interesting though.
That shit was definitely, and I heard stuff, but it was one of those things that's like selectively retaining.
I mean, it was
information.
trending on Netflix. It's like one of the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, that.
Like people
Once
were
I
watching
seen
this
that
joint.
shit, I was like, oh, this is the wildest shit I've ever. And it was so wild. It's like, this is gross. Why do I have to continue to watch this? Like, what is like? Are y'all gonna tell me some new shit? Nah, y'all gonna tell me it's the same year he's nasty in the next episode. But like, it's wild. I definitely want to check that ID channel joint out.
Got knocked off.
Or yeah, he definitely got knocked off. The last thing I want to
Damn,
talk
like,
about.
was you?
They probably came in there like.
We are. It feels good. I feel like we in our fucking bag. We in our fucking bag. You know what I'm saying? But one of the B Simone, fellas. B Simone. I feel like you've been waiting for this the whole time, huh? You've been waiting for this the whole time. Oh man. So
Can
B
we get some
Simone.
audio first?
Huh?
Can we play it off?
Oh yeah. Can you put the B Simone
Yeah,
audio?
that's good. We can get the full context.
Yeah.
Cause you
Can I get a shot too, Katie?
Yeah.
Appreciate you, good brother. I'm gonna go get. Anybody else need a pass my shot? So we can
I'm
do
not
that?
allowed.
Oh yeah, no, you won't smoke
Alright.
that. That shit don't have enough calories.
I got it.
You need a shot of cake.
I mean, I guess that would be probably what on tables.
I can't stand girls like that, yo. Her boyfriend is gay.
You don't have a boyfriend.
Wasn't she all on the baby nuts?
The dude she be with.
My, good.
So she'd rather have a drug dealer than a nigga with a 9 to 5?
That's what she said.
So
I didn't hear that part.
Girls love this joint, man.
No one loves her.
She's
Not
poisoning the culture.
Alright.
Shit.
So
She's poisoning the.
it is. That's the first time I heard the whole thing. And
So
It's-
t-shirts.
it's interesting because
So
it's I hear it
What if
two
you got
different
both?
ways. This is what I feel like she's not talking to any of us because like we would be the type of person that she is actually talking about. Like the entrepreneur, like I feel like when they talk about 9 to 5 people, and it's such a terrible way to think, but I think they're talking about fast food workers or trash men. That's what that's
No.
like, this is.
I feel like she's talking about people
Nah,
who
Jay.
literally go to work from 9 to 5.
I don't
feel like
But-
she's talking about.
And she's saying they don't have anything else doing but
I
9
feel
to
you
5.
coming from
But
the
this-
remedial work.
that's what I'm saying because when people think of a 9 to 5, they're thinking of
Yo,
somebody.
you sweep?
No, I think she's.
Janitor ass nigga.
I think she's.
Hey, you been
I think
sweeping
she's-
all day, yo.
She's talking about people who have a structured work schedule
Yeah.
compared to someone who has to work beyond the 8 hours a day that you're supposed to only dedicate to work. That's why she brought up, oh, if I'm doing something at 3 o'clock in the morning, I want you to be doing something. But at the same time, I feel like she would
Nobody
be,
should
she'd be
feel
the
that
same
free,
girl that complaining about her nigga not having no time
Yeah,
for her
she would.
because he's so busy.
Exactly.
Because all he worried about is work. But yet,
Exactly.
you wanted a nigga that didn't have a 9 to 5, a CEO type nigga. And those CEO type niggas live work.
But she definitely clocks into somebody's job. She is at she worked for Nick Cannon.
Yeah, why not?
And that's
Okay,
why,
so
and
you
that's
want
why
somebody's
when
clock,
I
bitch.
feel like it's when people say that 9 to 5 thing. Because when I think about we're employed or some situation, but I would never consider myself a 9 to 5 ass nigga. I've
I'm
been
all of the
hustling,
above.
you know, exactly. Like,
And
but
what-
I have a job that I get paid for. You know what I'm saying? Those hours. You know what I'm saying? If I have to be there or not, and hustling on the back end the same way we're all doing. So it's like if it's a mind state, and because she also said something where it was like it's the hustle mind state versus just I'm just going to work and try to
But-
get this.
But
If
Nigga
I
with a
work
9
9
to
to
5.
5 and I got 6 figures, what's the difference? I already make my bread. I make my bread, and I
You
go
mad
in between
because-
9 to 5.
Like
and
I said,
If I
you
make
gonna
the
have to
same
go make
amount
the
you
one
make
that's that.
in a 9 to 5 and you working 20 hours a day as an entrepreneur,
I'm gonna be over your ass too.
what's
Bitch.
what you mad because I have to work less to get the same?
Right, like it could. What is it
I
about?
don't knock anybody on their job.
No.
As long as you working towards something, you working,
You can provide for yourself first.
right?
Yeah.
You
Right
good.
then, whatever that may be, that's what it's gonna be. And I'm happy you're not depending on me to take care of you.
There's a chance her entrepreneur might not make no bread
and that's
ever.
the truth.
You know what
That's
I'm
the
saying? Right.
biggest thing
Ever.
about it because I swear to
Well,
God,
Everything
like.
we could try
Everybody,
to fail.
anybody
I
can
would-
say they're an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
That don't mean you make no bread.
You can make. You can
I'm
be
trying,
out there
babe. I got
making
my
no
mixtape.
money.
She said she want a
Like,
mixtape, nigga.
and so
She'd
that's
be the first one talking shit about that nigga.
the
Remember when you could be whack and have money and be whack? Remember that, yo? That was like 5 years
That's
ago.
her.
You could be whack as shit and have bread, or you could have a 9 to 5 and be the most solid dude in the community. Like, we need to get back to
And
that,
she just
man.
got her bread.
Hey, yo, money is a mask at the
they
end
was
of the day.
tearing her ass a new one on the
They keep
online
telling her a
now.
new one because she was talking about how she didn't want to protest for Black Lives Matter or say anything because
Yeah,
she's
she-
a God-fearing woman. But she talking about dick and pussy and who she want, a man to do this and man to do that. But you can't even stand up for the black men that you want. Bye, bitch.
You want to stand up for the motherfucking
Yo, we need
the
to-
baby, but
we
you
need to
want to
take
motherfucking fuck them and shit.
We need to be
You know what
taking
I'm saying?
relationship advice from people that are in sound relationships, man.
That's a good.
If you're not in a sound relationship, about to get married, don't be putting your poison on the internet influencing our young culture, man.
We need to stop comparing our relationship to
You
other
did.
relationships.
You want a
That's
man
very
that's not a not 9 to 5.
Your relationship
That's
is
why
not,
you don't have a man. You did your ideals or whatever you got going, and you poisoning the mind, man.
No, regardless of if you got a successful relationship or not, your relationship isn't the next person's relationship. You gotta
That's
worry
true,
about,
too.
You got to worry about your relationship because your relationship is individually different than
But
anybody
experience,
else's.
And y'all know I
experience
came
carry
with the
weight though.
relationship story.
Experience carry weight
But they
though.
worked for me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
mine.
Experience carry weight.
Everything works different for everybody.
People out here giving all these relationships and writing books, and they don't even have a healthy relationship themselves, or they've
They
been in
don't
like
have
Hey
one
man,
with
but
themselves,
some people
with
know
God.
where to mess up though.
how you
And some
know
people-
you know where to mess up.
Yeah, some people have learned from mistakes and can give advice based on their mistakes. Shout out my man Rob Hill Sr.
That's true to a degree, but
my man, you giving all the relationship advice on IG, books, on Amazon.
we're not talking about cuz though. We're talking about
It's a black man.
internet troll type joint. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the trolls.
clout
I don't
joint.
even, they're not even considered to be in the conversation.
Who is B Simone's
It's
audience?
too mixy, man. It's
I
too
don't
mixed
Like,
know.
up.
who
A lot of
She
people,
speaks
yo. She got a big
who
audience.
are they?
Well,
The
no.
young
What kind of
people, I
are
think,
they
yes.
that listen to her? Like, I am aware of who she is,
What does
but
she
I
do?
don't know her. She's a comedian.
She an Instagram comedian, but she don't wildin' out, I guess. But
So
she don't
I
say
know
shit.
That's
She
the
don't
only
be
thing I
saying
know
she
she
don't
wilding
wildin'
out, but she don't be funny on there.
Yeah, she don't be saying.
So I'm
she
trying to
don't
figure out how she got money.
She got that.
Oh,
Or
she
she
was
was selling,
Yeah,
selling
she
shit.
was she
She
was
was
re-
buying something. She's
Oh,
reselling.
Alibaba
She
or
was a
some shit like that.
She's reselling something. That's what I heard
and
about.
now she
Yeah.
got a book.
Some with a book, some with something. Yeah, people, we really do need to fact check and do our little. We need to do our background
She's
checks on these
basic.
people before we give them the audience and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when it's hard because all this shit has already been set. You know what I mean? It's not even a situation where we can be like, oh, nah, let's stop. You know what I'm saying? Shorty's there. So when you kind of just give them the rope to hang themselves sometimes. You know what I mean? And it's a terrible situation because you want to see everybody do well, but if you're going to be stupid, then, we're going to let you be stupid. You know what I mean? It's cool.
She gonna be one of them joints that fade away.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it is.
I don't even know where she came from, so it won't be long before that shit sells.
This is the truth. Oh my goodness. The last thing on here is
What is black love, yo?
We can skip that.
What is black love?
What is black love?
You
Beautiful.
can define it.
Beautiful.
What is black love in the community? And what does it look like?
Strength. Power. Resilience.
How do you
Nigga just
exert?
saying
How do you
words.
show your black love?
Just
How do you
saying
show your
words.
black love?
Support.
Best word.
Support.
But I'm
I mean,
saying
that's what black love
though,
is.
we can't even
I'm
discuss
describing
these
it.
issues without laughing.
Exactly. I'm describing it and y'all laughing at
It's a
it.
joke.
Man, I'm trying to uplift us.
That's
and
what I'm
y'all trying to-
saying, man.
Y'all trying to bring
Oh
us down
my
with
I'm even lifting higher.
I'm dead. Oh my god. I'm trying to.
Yikes, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's been an awesome episode.
I made it through the whole
We
episode.
made it through the
y'all.
whole
I made
episode.
it through the whole
Oh
episode.
my
I'm
god.
happy. Thank you, Mook. Thank you.
Oh my
Thank you.
god.
Thank
That
you.
is
He was
fire.
engaged 98% of the time.
Thank you.
We're gonna next episode we'll get
Tackle black love.
we'll tackle black love. You know what I'm saying?
Hey
We're
man,
gonna start with the
might be too late next episode, man.
Resilience.
Brazilian.
Best one.
Hey,
Best one.
Everlasting.
Okay, he over there writing them vowels.
Oh, right, haikus and shit. Fuck wrong with this shit.
He's an artist.
Hey man,
Don't be mad because I came with heat and you wasn't ready for it.
He wasn't
You wasn't ready for the heat.
You right though.
Don't be mad. He asked the question, I gave him the answer. Alright?
it was a legit question.
Exactly.
People out here dying and shit.
Hey, y'all was
Remember that?
speechless over there.
I was
With nothing to
amazed.
say.
I'm like, you right.
Hey yo,
you right.
it's I'm just saying, man.
That was my answer. Speechless.
He done cut the episode off. He's like, all right, we're done.
Oh.
Nah, I read Black Levels, I don't know. Nigga ain't say
Nah,
nothing.
it's speechless, man. It's speechless. It's beyond words. about that?
This
Nigga, I didn't have to put the words in
It's
that
yet
bitch.
to exist. That's what I say, bro.
You don't got no cushion
Yeah, to
on your
exist.
butt.
I ran out
Yeah.
2 hours ago. This
Bone
episode
on,
long.
bone on metal.
Damn, it hurt.
It's like you
Took
got
me out,
fake,
man.
you got fake butt.
Over here trying to
You
see
need
that
some
ankles
motherfucking
and
cushion.
shit.
You need some
You
motherfucking
gotta get a
cushion.
new cushion next time.
Oh man, I'm
Oh,
dead,
man.
Nah, man,
You gotta get a couch spot.
we're not gonna wait till 2 hours in to talk about Black Lives. You feel me? And the last thing, you feel me? That's how But, man, y'all understand how great this has felt. Y'all probably do, because we here together and shit. And, you know, everybody.
This was fun.
And I'm happy.
This was fun.
This is great.
I
I was
enjoyed
awake.
this one.
I ate.
You
Oh,
ate,
wow.
you got nourishment and shit. You
Yeah,
know what I'm
you-
saying? You
I'm
gained
in
like
bed.
4
That's
pounds.
part why you always be so
No.
sleepy because you never eat.
So much now. You know what? You're absolutely right, because then I smoke the weed and I drink a little bit, and then halfway through I'm like, I gotta go. Bye. I'm hungry. It always happens.
Yeah. We gonna get
We
Mookie
gonna feed
15
Mook for the
pounds.
episode.
15 pounds in 15 episodes or
2020.
less. Feed Mook 2020. You know what I'm saying? It's a campaign. Shit. Oh my God. And this has been fun, man. I swear to God, I have missed this shit like a motherfucker. Shit. Oh, I can do this actually the way I want to do it. Follow us everywhere. Y'all need to follow us. You know what I'm saying? Shakira, Jan F. Brown, _KD, Lou_Woo, Maddie Make It Work. You know what I'm saying? At the Gym Class Podcast, at International _AWOL, IATL _AWOL. It's like it's on my t-shirt. You feel me? It's been amazing. I love it. Get out there and protest. Protest the way you want to protest. Don't feel pressured to do anything that you don't want to do. We love you regardless. Keep that motherfucking name. Make these motherfuckers feel guilty and shit. Have them buy all your motherfucking food. You deserve it, motherfucker. That's reparation part 1. That's phase 1 of reparations. Get a motherfucking white person to buy you some motherfucking food out here, and you know what I'm saying, do it that way, and then make them say the names, and then also make them acknowledge the bullshit. That's how we getting it done in 2020, moving right along. You know what I'm saying? Second quarter doing real well. Second quarter was kind of crazy, y'all. We in third quarter now. We in third quarter, about to be summertime. You know what I'm saying? And the money's flowing. The money ain't stopped. The sipping paint's on the way. What you got going on? We can actually ask this question, G.
No. Still got the quarantine paint packages going out. I can deliver it straight to you. You can have a paint party for you and your close ones. Or you can have a Zoom party and I can ship it out to all of your friends so y'all can be painting the same thing.
At the same
But
time.
I am opening back up the in-person sipping paints. So if you are in the DMV area, hit me up. I will come to you and we will bring the paint party directly to you with instructions from me in person.
And shit, if you want to get it somewhere else too, we gonna open it up for everywhere. You know what I'm saying? On weekends, if we out of town, you want this paint party delivered to your place, and you need to, you know, we got it covered, and we'll record it, make it look nice for you. You know what I'm saying? Holler at us. We're gonna make it look really great for you. It's an amazing situation. It's awesome. I love it to death. It is the Gym Class motherfucking podcast, man.
We in the house.
And
We in the house. I bid you adieu, and your bitch ass is dismissed. You hear me, you bitch, you. And yes, Black Lives Matter and all that there. Love you. See you next week.